description of customers' bill requests. A lot of people, I know Mrs. Blumpton, her name, have been complaining, whether they can't afford their water bill or whatever their situation is. And I want to read two things from you from the Florida State statutes. And one is from statute 153.83, and it states that free water and sewer services are prohibited. The same rates, fees, and charges shall be fixed and collected from any county, school district, or other political subdivision using services and facilities of the water system and the sewer system, or both, as are fixed and collected from users of such facilities in the same class. No free water or sewer service shall be rendered by the district, and no discrimination shall exist in the fees, rates, and charges of the users of the same class. Then I also want to read Chapter 153.67. Unpaid fees constitute liens. In the event that these fees, rates, or charges for the services and facilities of any water and sewer system shall not be paid as when due, any unpaid balance, therefore, will, with all interest occurring thereon, shall be a lien on any parcel of property affected thereby. Such liens shall be superior and paramount to the interests of such parcel or property of any owner, leasing, tenant, mortgagee, or other person. In the event that any such service charge shall not be paid as when due, and shall be in default for 30 days or more, the unpaid balance therefore and all interest occurred thereon, together with attorney's fees and costs, may be recovered by the district in a civil action, and any such lien occurred interest may be foreclosure or otherwise enforced by the district by action or suit in equity as for the foreclosure of mortgage on real property. People that have been coming forward, we had stated back when Mr. Courage was on the board, and we had talked about different issues that people would incur a high water bill and what we would allow to be exempt and what would not be exempt. And we had all discussed and we voted unanimously that only due to a natural disaster would any reason for a bill to be excused. Commissioner Courage suggested, let's have a golf course. But this was a decision that we had all made, and that nobody, unless it were a natural disaster, would be excused from their water and sewer bill. Yes, Mr. Schneider?
Under Chapter 153, I think it pertains to that.
153 point what, sir? Got a half point?
Right, 153.11. Subsection 11. Me.
Wait a second, let me find that now.
Let me just tell you what I have to say. I don't know what subsection. I can find out. What I'm getting at is the interest rate. That is the primary problem. In Chapter 153, I really don't know what subsection, but I read it. It says you can only charge a reasonable interest rate, and 10% compounded monthly is not reasonable in anybody's book.
Okay.
So I think that's the problem.
Okay, it's not under Section 11.
I made that up because I don't know.
He's talking in the spirit of it.
Okay.
He will find you these sections you need the
I
section.
can find it. It is
Okay.
there.
I read through the chapters quite a bit, and you're going to recite a statute, you have to do the whole statute. But that's okay, Mr. Schneider. I'm not making an issue with you about that. But the point being is we're not the ones who created what the interest rates will be. If we can look at that, we will see, and I know we all talked about that at the county commissioners meeting, and we will look into what we can do as far as changing that daily compounding. I don't know what to give you for an answer as to how that was set.
It's not legal.
Carol Reynolds, yes?
We don't charge an interest rate, we charge a fee. Base fee.
Okay, we don't charge an interest rate we charge a late fee.
May I tell you what that late fee is annually? It's 175% for 1 year. In 2 years, it'll probably be 490%. That's the fee that you charge. And that does not sound reasonable to me.
Okay, well, we would have to look and find out who was the one who set that rate and fee.
It's up to this board to change any past mistakes that another board made,
Yeah.
or at least address it and see if it's a mistake.
We can address it. We can address it, but I don't think that right here, right now, we can address it if we don't know the.
Yeah, when you have a water bill that's $486 for 1 year, and the interest on that is $1,490.
You mean if you had a water bill that you did not pay for 1 year?
That's correct. And the interest on that is $1,490. What kind of an interest is that? It's very easy to figure.
Depending upon what the interest rate is.
And nobody's bothered with that, are they? You have no concern with that.
It's 10% compounded monthly.
When you compound it like that, it's astronomical after.
1% a year.
Credit cards do it.
It seemed to me like that'd be breaking the
We're
law.
going to do some research on that, Mr. Schneider, Mr. Arnold, and what we're going to do is we're going to check with other utility services, and we're going to find out what their interest rate and how they charge us.
I'll tell you what it is. It's 10%. It is 10% for that month. The next month you don't pay it, you're still 10% for that first month, and they charge you 10% for the next
What
month.
utility service did you
But
check with?
at the end of the year, that rate is 10%.
Okay.
10%
But my
period.
point being is that if we're going to investigate this, then
Well, they
I will
don't
check with
compound
other
it.
utility services to see what they charge.
When you get a bill that's $13.50 and the interest is $80, that's ridiculous.
That's compounded annually.
Okay, so we will check into the interest rate that compounds.
I don't have water.